Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Corinth. Today we're with the Upper Trinity Water District, one of our community partners. And as we move into spring and then into summer, there's going to be some opportunity that all of us can take advantage of with these community partners. And today we're going to learn some cool ways to save water. So with me today, I've got Jason Pierce with the Upper Trinity. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So do you want to discuss some of these programs that we have available?
Certainly. You know, as you mentioned, moving into the spring and summertime, 50 to 80% of the water consumed in the summer is actually used on landscapes, which is quite a bit of water. And so we have some programs, as well as the city of Corinth, on opportunities to save water and save money. You know, first and foremost, the biggest water user is our lawns. And so what do we have for Corinth residents to help save water in their landscape? Irrigation systems are prominent. And so we have a system or a program in place where a licensed irrigator will come into your home or come to your home and actually do a system-wide checkup, looking for broken sprinkler heads. They look at the settings on the controller, primarily making sure that you're not wasting water or you're using water efficiently and effectively.
So when you say landscapes, this includes everything that's a plant on our property. So lawns, flowers, shrubs.
Yes.
And you say that the average homeowner is somewhere between 50 to 80% of our water bill is subject to keeping those things green.
During the summer months, yes.
Okay. So a sprinkler leak could be kind of a big deal, especially if you don't see it.
It can be, especially when irrigation systems are set to run at 2 o'clock in the morning or 4 a.m. when you're in bed, when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
It comes on. It goes off and you never see that broken sprinkler head. You know, a broken sprinkler head can waste hundreds of gallons of water and you would never know it. And so what this program is designed to do is to identify those opportunities to save water, whether it's fixing a broken sprinkler head or realigning so that it only sprays the lawn and not the sidewalk or the driveway. Concrete doesn't need to be watered.
Right.
And so it's doing a complete checkup. Now, our program is free of charge. We don't charge the residents anything. All they need to do is just sign up and get a irrigation checkup scheduled.
Okay. So the guy comes out, checks my sprinklers, and let's say that there's some issues with my sprinkler system. What happens next?
So the licensed irrigator will give you a written report summarizing everything that they found, including adjusting your controller. He will go in and show you exactly what he is recommending to set the controller for. We recommend that a resident waters no more than 2 times a week. Just don't think that our lawns need that much water. So minimizing, making sure that the controllers are set to no more than twice a week and no more than 1 inch a week. And so by doing so, you get a written report that's provided to the homeowner, and then the homeowner has the opportunity to go and make those repairs. They can take that report to someone that can repair those. The licensed irrigator that comes out from us doesn't make any repairs. He only makes recommendations.
So, I don't know if we're going to talk about this in a bit, but one of the things that we did personally, on top of having Upper Trinity come out and look at our sprinklers, is we installed a smart sprinkler system. And I think we're using a company called Ratio. And what I found is pretty cool about that is it links in with the weather. So if it detects that there's rain that's going to come up, it'll skip us a watering.
Yes.
And it gives you some pretty neat control and some good ideas for about how many inches might be on your lawn in certain areas.
So smart irrigation controllers are great for that. As you said, that they use local weather, soil conditions, or soil moisture, things of that nature. If residents don't want to install a smart controller, there is another opportunity out there. It's called Water My Yard. You can go into watermyyard.org, sign up for weekly watering recommendations based on weather stations. We have 3 actually in Denton County that watermyyard.org runs off of, and it provides a weekly watering recommendation. So last year alone, there were only 21 weeks that there was water actually recommended to apply. And so it captures rainfall, it looks at wind, and so forth to make that recommendation. And it's a part of the Texas A&M ET network. And so residents can either get a weekly email or a notification on their phone that says, hey, we need 0.5 inches this week. And then they can go in and adjust their controller, so forth.
I think I signed up for that about 2 years ago.
Yes.
And it's amazing.
Currently, we have close to 6,000 residents within our service area that have signed up for that. It's a great program. It's growing even further. We're looking at installing additional weather stations to better give rainfall predictions and things of that nature. And really, let's just use common sense. If your yard looks nice and green and healthy, really, just look at your own lawn, and that will determine whether you need to run your irrigation sprinklers or not. Like I said, irrigation checkups, go out and look at your irrigation system at least monthly, because you're mowing the lawn or having someone mow it, and there could be that occasional mower that damages a sprinkler head, or a riser gets stuck. So it's just smart for us to go out and look at our irrigation systems at least monthly.
Totally agreed. So we have watermylawn.org, and we have the Upper Trinity's website where we can sign up for the free sprinkler check. We'll put those links down below in this video.
Sure.
What other programs do we have available?
So one thing that I want to commend the city for doing is they have a very progressive conservation program itself. Mm-hmm. One of the things we just talked about, irrigation checkups, looking at Corinth's website, you also offer a rebate program.
Right.
50%, I think it's 50% up to $250 for making those recommended repairs to your irrigation system. So not only can a resident get a free irrigation checkup from us, but then they can get up to $250 in rebates from the city for making those repairs.
Right.
Which it's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, because it saves a lot of water.
It saves a lot of water, and it saves money.
And it saves money.
I would also like to say that we just recently completed our water conservation annual report. And looking at Corinth alone, last year, the average homeowner used about 133 gallons per day per connection. This year, they were down to 123 gallons per person per connection, which is great. I think maybe rainfall may have had something to do with it. If memory recalls me correctly, it rained, in my opinion, just at the right time when you needed to water.
Right.
But overall, the city of Corinth is well below the state average in water consumption, which is, kudos to the city and kudos to the residents for using water wisely and efficiently.
So what does the future of water in Texas look like? Why all the conservation efforts?
Because if we don't conserve water today, we won't have it for tomorrow. Water is not infinite. We have to conserve. By conserving water, not only does it save you in your pocketbook, but it also allows us to use the existing infrastructure for a little bit longer.
Right.
Because if we consume it all now, then as your regional water provider, we have to make sure that the infrastructure is in place to provide the city and 29 other communities here in Denton County and Collin County with water. Is it water plants? Is it water pipelines? But we're also in the process of building a new reservoir in East Texas to also provide an additional water supply. Our service area alone grew over 30,000 people just last year.
Right.
But the awesome thing is the average amount of water consumed slightly reduced, which means that we're doing a good job conserving water.
The average amount of water consumed per person reduced or
Yes.
overall?
The average amount of water consumed per person, per connection reduced over last year.
So we're overall becoming smarter, better stewards of that resource.
I think so, and we need to continue that. There's, again, opportunities, whether it's educational classes, whether it's doing research on the internet. There's a plethora of information on native and adaptive plants, on converting irrigation systems to drip irrigation systems, just being smarter about what we do.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. So do we have other programs available to residents?
Yes, sir. Upper Trinity does educational classes. We partner with the Denton County Master Gardeners Association for classes. As a matter of fact, we have a class coming up this coming Tuesday, May the 3rd at 6 o'clock. It's virtual on drip irrigation. A professional with Rooted In, which is a vendor, a landscape design folks will talk about how to convert an existing irrigation system to drip irrigation. Drip irrigation is great for flower beds. It's great for shrubs, watering trees or watering the foundations. It's just an overall better use of water in making sure that we've got the water or the water is available when needed for consumption.
Yeah, so the idea behind drip is the water goes exactly where it's supposed to,
Yes.
Rather than just thrown up in the air and hope it lands where it's supposed to, right?
Yes.
And so that's a much more efficient way to keep, like you said, your foundation watered, but also the lawn and especially probably the grass that's close to hardscapes like streets and sidewalks and that kind of stuff.
Most definitely. And you brought up a great point in that drip irrigation drips into the ground. It's not subject to evaporation. The other thing that we talk about a lot is when to water. When should you water? You don't want to water in the middle of the day, the hottest part of the day, because most of it will be evaporated, lost. And so the best time to water is before 10 o'clock in the morning or after 6 o'clock at night. And so try to make sure your sprinkler systems are set, outside that time period. But as you mentioned, with drip irrigation, it goes exactly where it's supposed to go.
And another interesting factor, I got a notification from Rancho that it was skipping a water day because it was too windy.
Correct. You think about your irrigation system and the riser pops up out of the head and it just sprays water. And if it's windy, that water is not going to go where you want it to go. It's going to go on the sidewalk or in the streets. And so you want to avoid, as we've had here the past couple of weeks, some windy days, you want to avoid spraying water during those windy times. That's where drip irrigation systems make sense, because it doesn't pop up and spray. It just drips, into the ground. Right.
So do we have any programs that you know of on rain harvesting?
There are some programs that Texas AgriLife, A&M AgriLife puts on rainwater harvesting to where they will teach you how to make a rain barrel and things of that nature. We actually have some how-to videos on our website at UTRWD.com on how to build your own rain barrel and things of that nature. Rainwater harvesting is great. Especially, for watering those flower beds or for the potted plants outside or even for your indoor plants. It's just an additional water source for you to capture.
I believe on our Agora district, which is the new district that's going in right across the street from City Hall, we're going to have a big park and we're going to have public restrooms, of course. And we're going to be using rain harvesting to supply the water for those public restrooms.
Yes, that's a great opportunity. It's a resource that's already there. So
Yeah.
With a nominal amount of investment, that's, saves water and saves the city money.
Very nice. So anything else, Jason?
So as I mentioned, we have how-to videos on our website about how to do a simple quick fix on your sprinkler systems, about how to align your sprinkler heads. Those are available for you. Take advantage of that. As I mentioned, we have a educational class coming up next week on our website, as well as we list future classes. And I believe that we're attending Pumpkin Palooza again this next year.
Very nice.
Provide some handouts and some more information. If you haven't taken advantage of the irrigation system checkups, do so. Those are available on our website, UTRWD.com as well.
So UTRWD.com, so we can sign up for the free sprinkler check.
Yes.
Watermylawn.org, so we can sign up for the notifications on when and how much we should water.
Correct.
And then check out the cityofcorinth.com website to look at the rebates that are available for doing both of those things, and also upgrading to a smart water system if you want. It almost pays for the smart watering system.
It does. There's a rebate available to Corinth residents for installing rain and freeze sensors.
Right.
When the irrigation licensed irrigator goes out into the home and looks at the systems, the majority of them don't have rain and freeze sensors, and so there's another opportunity for Corinth residents to take advantage of a rebate to do so. You don't need to have your sprinklers running in the middle of a rainstorm. Right. Or in the middle of the winter. So there's that opportunity as well.
And we've all seen it, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
And you know what? Every single one of us drives past that house or past that golf course, and it's pouring rain, and they're watering, and every single one of us says, "Can you believe that they're watering?" And then we're probably one of the ones that are doing that in the middle of the night when it's raining and our sprinklers are going off, not even knowing it.
Go check your controller and see when it's supposed to run, or as you've done, signed up for a smart or installed a smart irrigator. That way, with a click of your phone, you can turn it off in case it is running.
Sure, in case it is running. One other topic I wanted to bring up, because I've seen it happen just a handful of times, but it's a big deal when it does happen. So when people have companies come out to replace sod or to do major landscape work on their property, sometimes the landscapers will go in and adjust your water frequency for that project. And the homeowners may or may not know that that's happened, or they've forgotten that it's happened. And a month of watering intensely at night when you're not aware adds up to a very huge bill. So just in general, it's probably a good idea, if you've had any of that work done, double check your sprinklers to see how they're running. We're coming into summer and spring, and get your sprinklers checked.
Exactly.
Have them checked. Make sure everything's working well. It's in times like this, we don't want to be surprised with a big water bill. Exactly,
especially with a new home being built, as you just said. When they've installing the new turf. The new turf does require more watering than a traditional established turf grass does, and so they'll turn it to water every day of the week. But after it's established, go in there and double check those controllers and make sure that they're turned to a reasonable setting. Sign up for watermyyard.org to get those weekly watering recommendations, and you should all be set to go.
Very good. So thank you again for joining us on another Let's Talk Corinth. I want to thank Jason Pierce for being our guest today.
Thank you.
Being a part of this podcast, letting us know what's available to our community that maybe we can get rebates for, or maybe free services that we're already paying for that are at our fingertips that we can take advantage of. So like always, leave a comment below if there's something that you have questions about that we can do a podcast over. I know coming up soon, we've got many podcasts scheduled, including water rate discussions. So join us for that. And until then, let's talk Corinth.